outage that broke the internet.
You know that song by Great Big Sea, It's the End of the World as We Know It?
Starts with an earthquake, birds, snakes, and airplanes.
They couldn't get their flight deals. You know, like, that freaked people out, considering parts of our very online world went kind of dark for a bit.
I'm sure that was going through the heads of quite a few people last week when the AWS outage hit. From smart beds not working to Google Drive being down. A lot happened. Let's talk about it.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine.
How's it going today, folks? Zack Perry here again. Today we're talking about the recent AWS outage and, more importantly, how you can minimize interruptions if or when something like this happens again. So here's the short version of it. AWS suffered a large-scale outage affecting services in multiple US regions. That meant login issues, unreachable websites, broken integrations across companies big and small, Netflix, DoorDash, Ring, even parts of Amazon itself were impacted. Over 11 million user-reported issues were logged across 2,500 companies, and hundreds still had problems hours after AWS said things were resolved. AWS engineers ultimately narrowed it down to an internal subsystem responsible for monitoring the health of network load balancers. Now, to be fair, these things happen. Cloud infrastructure is insanely complex. I can't wrap my head around it, to be honest. And cloud it's really amazing for what it enables you to do. You can instantly get started, scale to thousands of users, and build out production-ready systems with basically no upfront hardware. It's fast, cost-effective, and accessible, even for small teams. But when one of the biggest cloud providers in the world goes down, it's a stark reminder that if your entire digital life depends on someone else's uptime, you're at their mercy. Now, cloud centralization gives us convenience, but it also creates a single point of failure. Think about it this way. So we have things like your photos. Those are going to be stored in Google Drive, Google Photos, your movies streamed from the cloud, your cameras, sending footage to someone else's server. Even smart beds costing thousands of dollars were affected, stuck in upright mode, or unable to change temperature. That's one that I'd ran into. And I mean, if even your smart bed can't navigate away from the AWS outage, I mean, what else is sacred here? If any of those go offline, you're locked out of your own data, or your own bed in this case. And that's where having even a modest home lab or self-hosted setup changes the story. Now, I can't promise a home lab will fix your smart bed, but it can help with a lot of other things. And here's how you can decentralize without giving up the functionality that is really so mainstream with the cloud with a lot of our services. First thing, media. Instead of Netflix buffering through AWS, you can run Plex, Jellyfin, MB. Locally, you'll stream directly from your drives through your home network. No licensing restrictions, no regional content locks, and no risk of your favorite show disappearing because of an expired contract or license. You truly own your own media. Second, files and syncing. So one thing that you can do is replace Google Drive or Dropbox with Nextcloud. You get a private file sync, calendar, contacts, and document editing, among a slew of other things. You can access it remotely through a secure tunnel or keep it LAN only for maximum privacy. And yes, this works on even modest hardware. Next, cameras and AI detection. So using things like Frigate, the open source NVR that runs AI object detection using a GPU or Coral TPU, it doesn't just give you full control, it also removes the risks of planned obsolescence. Many cloud cameras stop working when the vendor ends software support, stops receiving security updates, and even if the hardware is fine, Frigate works with nearly any IP camera, so you're not locked into one ecosystem. So the only thing you really have to worry about is the hardware getting so ancient that it's easier to just get a new piece instead of maintaining this ancient piece here. Tools like Proxmox or Portainer make it easy to manage your VMs and containers, spin up new apps, back them up, restore them, and experiment. No subscriptions, vendor lock-in, and no outages beyond your own hardware. Now, I'll be real with you. You can't completely escape the cloud. Proprietary, closed source services will always have their place, always either not have something that is open source available, or it's just completely locked down. But even mitigating that dependency a little is a win in my book. And of course, you'll need something that can handle all of this mixed workload, doing multiple things, and that's where things like our HL15 2.0 with ZFS storage, dual 10 gig NICs is perfect for a self-hosted or hybrid setup. And speaking of hybrid, that goes back to kind of a hybrid mindset for your storage backups, etc. Even if you're hosting most of your data locally, you can still back up to the cloud, or even better, to a friend or family member's home lab, or even an old PC that they might have. That gives you redundancy without giving up control. So if there is a local disaster, let's say fire, flood, meteorite, whatever, your data still exists somewhere else, encrypted and safe. And here's kind of the real takeaway. When the internet's giants go dark, in this case AWS, a home lab keeps the lights on for what's important to you. You still have your files, your media, your cameras, because it's your own stack, your own hardware, you own it all. So whether last week's outage just inconvenienced you or gave you a little bit of an existential tech crisis, maybe it's time to start local. We've shown Plex, Nextcloud, Frigate, Proxmox, Portainer, and a ton more tools right here on the channel. You can check those out in the description below. And you can start with a single VM on your HL15 or any spare hardware. And if you found this useful, like, subscribe, drop a comment, and question for you, what's one cloud service you've replaced with your own home lab? And if you want to see everything that we have on offer, head on over to store.45homelab.com. Our socials will be in the description below. And with that said, I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one. Do you know that song by Great Big Sea? It's the end of the world as we know it. I'm sure that was going through the heads of a few. Nah, I can't do it. My voice can't do it.